Hi, I'm Precious Chamaka Uzomeshine. I am a financial analyst with a passion for hosting. And today we have a guest who happens to be a private tutor, and somehow he has been able to harness his skills to enable him earning foreign currency. So guys, stay tuned as we dive into his journey.
Hi, Chamaka.
How have you been since the last met?
Awesome, and you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Besides the data analyst job and the private coaching you do, what else do you thrive at?
I sing, but that's basically what I do. I sing.
What's your focus? Singing, teaching, or data analyst?
Teaching is just like a side, like it's not my main also. It's
Okay,
based on situation of the country. But data analysis is basically my focus.
your focus right
Yes,
now.
for my career path.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
So for me as a financial analyst, I understand that I need to keep evolving. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that especially in this present world where it's as if big data is a big deal for most organizations. So I know
Yeah,
I
sure.
need to keep growing, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that data science is a big thing for me, right?
Yeah.
But for you, what was like the inspiration? What actually really inspired you to actually get into that field?
Okay, in talking about data analyst, I got to know I actually started as a data scientist.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to know that we need to evolve in this current part of the world. If we even have to relocate, you need something that's going to you have to have a great vision. So I'm going to the world of data analysis because I enjoy data sets and trying to expand. I got to know that a lot of people into the tech industry are making waves. So how could I get into industry? I actually studied geology,
Okay.
but the situation of the country. You need some connections to get into the big fields, and I noticed I have to enhance other skills. And data analysis was what came into my mind, and yeah, I got into that,
Fair enough.
and yeah.
Okay, so what was the adjustment period like for you?
So to be honest, I started with UI UX design, but I'm not so good with colors. And for UI UX, you need to be good with colors, and I wasn't so good with colors. You might do a design and someone will not like it, and that might even be your best. So I looked at what I could delve into that people will not numbers don't lie. So numbers actually do not lie. So I knew that if I'm into data analysis as a data analyst, um, number will never lie. So your statistics will actually stand in for you. So I decided to go into that because as a designer, you might like something and I might not like it. But to you, that might be your best design. So as a data analyst, no one can because the data will actually speak for itself and you have data to analyze. So nothing can actually nothing can actually hinder that. That's why I actually shifted into how to transition into data analysis instead of as a design as a US designer. Yes, so
Okay, so how long did it take you for you to be able to be comfortable in that
it
field?
took me about 2 3 months, 2 to 3 months. The time of transitioning was basically few months after COVID. We are indoor, we are trying to get a new career path. If you are not in the digital world, then there's nothing you are doing. Because over in the next few years, we will be fully into the digital world. So even students in school, they have the access to internet, they make use of their iPad, their tabs in school. So if you as a person, as someone that has evolved beyond that age, you are not trying to advance, then in the coming years you won't be needed. So you have to do something that will make you needed. So it took me about 2 3 months to transition into that career path before I became comfortable. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
I know you'll be getting gigs, right? But can you please
Um,
just give us hints on how we can actually? Because I know a lot of people. Like I've met different people. Somehow we got talking, and they're like, "Oh, they're into data science," and I asked them, "Are you getting gigs?" And they're like, "No." So we tell, okay, they've been there for like a year or two, but nothing yet. Do you understand? So
yeah.
how have you been able to be getting these gigs? So just give us a little hint.
Okay. The downside of that is that if you do not have something to show for it, then nothing is going to come in for you.
How
Even
do
if
you
you
mean
have
something
someone,
to show
something
for it?
like your projects, you have to do a lot of projects. You have to go online, pick up like what actually got me a first gig was the last elections. I picked up the data and started working on it, and I did the I predicted the winners based on the last elections, and actually came real, and that was gave me a hedge. I put it on GitHub. I put some of my project online, accessible to people.
What
But
project exactly?
um,
What's online project?
yeah, that's basically under data analysis. So it was a data set which has to do with elections, and there are some data sets you have to buy. So for the elections, they were not clean data. So as a data analyst, you have to clean data. You have to there's something called the generalization. You have to generalize your data. So it took me about few months before when I was choosing my course before I got my first gig. And my first gig I actually earned in dollars, and so I was interested about it because I'm like, wow, cool money within this short period of time. And I started putting out my work, and a friend told me to put my work on Fiverr and Upwork, but I wasn't so conversant with Upwork, so I was okay with Fiverr, and I got recommendation from someone I do not know, and then I got another gig. So you can get as much as like I got another gig last month, but I couldn't work on it because of time. So you have to be time conscious because your time management skills are actually very important. So
Okay. Has the pay been sufficient to cover your bills?
yeah, sure. In as much as I run two jobs, yeah, so it's been sufficient
If
enough.
you
But
decide to say, okay, you want to leave this other job and you want to just be in this data science world, like,
yeah, sure, of course. The average data analyst in the country
I'm
is
not talking about
getting
average. I'm
okay.
talking about you as a person
Me as a
that you've been
person,
doing it. How long have you
okay,
been into
so
it?
I've
Sorry if
been
I may
into it
ask.
for about this should be my 18th month,
Okay.
like fully into 18th month. So as a person, yes, you should cover my bills. You want
Okay.
numbers?
No, don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
So
Okay, so have you ever been in a situation where you were given a task and you actually find it difficult to do? So how
yeah.
were you able to navigate such a challenge?
Yeah, so many times. So that's why you have senior data analysts. You have people that mentor you. You have people that you even your colleagues you can't actually be a jack of all trades, so you have to like relate onto people. Like when get a job that I do not have, for instance, you need to be proficient with your Excel, your Python, your SAS and the like. So and if we do not have proficiency in almost all, at least the ones you have to understand. If you do not understand, then you have to relate with people. Like SQL, that was like something I never understood. So I got a gig and I need
Funny
SQL.
about it, I think I tried doing that SQL at some point in my life. Or
Yeah, so it's not actually straightforward. It's not actually straightforward. So like SPSS is actually direct. You can understand that in self-learning by yourself, you can understand that. So it basically you relate with people, and then at a point in time you can share whatever comes to you and share. If you want to give the person, if the person just gave you an hint, fine, because you might have to you have to do some coding as well. You have to do some coding. So if you do not get the line of code, then you can't get results. So basically, I have to speak to people. If it's something I could not do, I relate it with people, and then because your client wants results, that's basically what they want, and they have a time for. They can give you we need it within 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, within a month, and you have to work with their time. Yes,
so let's
sir.
move on to the next one. Would you recommend a data science program to somebody?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. But first thing first, the person has to have interest, passion in it. If I see someone that is not so interested in it, I might refer you to maybe as a product analyst or a product design or product designer or something that
So in the long
you
term,
relate with. Yeah.
would you want to like just focus on it and forfeit other ones you're doing, or would you want to still be doing everything?
Yeah,
So in the long term, what's your plan? What's your goal?
that's basically my goal as a data analyst because every part of the world, data still keeps
Are
continuing.
you planning to do like an MSc for it, or
Actually, it's that for that. Yes.
okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm giving you an opportunity to ask me two questions. One question should actually be centered around maybe money markets, like the treasury bills, shares, and others. And the other one has to come from anything that comes into your mind. So
Okay.
you're free to just ask.
So talking about money marketing.
But then again, the main reason why I was even asking you to ask about the treasury bill, why the whole thing that you needed to put out there was just instead of people to actually hold your money, exchange rate is going up,
Yeah, sure.
inflation rate is going up. So shares is a good investment, but at this point in time, you never can tell. The I think when you see share price, you think about it as exchange rate.
Mm-hmm.
Exchange rate could be this at this rate today, tomorrow it's this rate today, so you
Yeah.
never can tell. So the same thing with shares. So you could actually put your money in shares and you will lose whole value. You could lose capital, a whole lot of capital. So for treasury bills, it's like investing in treasury bills and still your money is safe. Still your capital is safe and you're still actually cashing out interest from it. Do you understand? So at this point in time, I will feel like unless you have like substantial amount of money and if you lose from shares, it won't really pay you too much. But if you're the kind of person you will really want to save, you really want to use that money for something
Okay.
and you really be caught if you lose money. I won't advise you to do shares. So I will actually advise to actually put that money in treasury bills. And the good thing about it, you could actually get your interest upfront and then use it for something else.
So talking about money, like, can you estimate figures?
How do you make figures?
Yes, of course. Like, talking about how to put in your stock, your money into treasure bills. Like,
How much are we looking at?
yeah, that's what I'm asking you in
Okay,
terms
so
of figures.
you know the truth, you can use any amount, but let's be honest with ourselves, right? If you really want to get like a reasonable amount, you should be thinking of millions.
Yeah.
When I'm saying millions, I'm not saying 100. Your 5 million can do something, your 6 million can do something,
Okay.
your 4 million can do something. Do you get?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to be that 100 million them gang. So you're 5 million. But the main thing I'm trying to drive at is there are some people that still leave their money in savings accounts. Like I'm really against it because it doesn't really make sense. Savings accounts are around what rate? 5%, treasury bills are around 21%. So why
Okay.
don't you grab the opportunity? Especially if you don't plan using that money within 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. So why don't you grab the opportunity?
Okay.
So here comes my last question. And if you get this, I would applaud you, but if you feel it, just be ready to take tequila or life. Please,
Okay.
can you reset our new national
Ah.
anthem?
Okay. We have
I'm sorry, I'm
VAOD.
laughing.
That's
Okay,
just the only line I know.
that is only passing. Be
Yeah.
ready to take your tequila shot
Ah,
or lime. Which one do you
can
want?
you actually help us with that?
I'm the
Do you
one.
know the
I'm the one
second? Do you
hosting
know
this
the second
thing.
line?
I am the one doing this, Abby.
Do
So,
you know the
unless
second
I
line?
say ask me question, you ask
Okay.
me. But this one, I'm the one asking you.
The one
So,
here.
which one do you want? Tequila or lime?
Tequila is fine.